Here we go again, the What It Takes Radio Company. We're helping you reach your audience and bringing your message to life. And here we go with our podcast entitled The Interesting Ideas Podcast. We're here to help you become more interesting and perhaps more insightful and maybe with more income. And today, could it be that Donald Trump is right? Maybe success really is the very best kind of revenge. Well, let's talk about that and see what you think for a new idea about life. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Interesting Ideas coming your way from the Transformation Zone, which will now eventually, within the next month or so, give birth to another podcast along with Interesting Ideas. There will be the Transformation Zone podcast, and they will be complementary, but they will be quite distinct and different. However, this week, I wanted to make sure that it kind of came together because, in effect, we're in a time that is going to be transformative in many ways. And that's what I'd like to talk to you a little bit about this week. Now, a couple things just to make it interesting for you and for me. First of all, I want to point out this little jar here. See this little jar? Okay. Now, this was a gift to me by a world-class entrepreneur who invents all kinds of different things. And in ancient wisdom, particularly in what is called the Hebrew book of Exodus, the Israelite people were told to put together a healing concoction. It was a combination of different spices and herbs and things that would go in, and it would lead to a little bit of a oil. And the idea was that this property had healing qualities. It was a healing oil. And that if there were things that you wanted to heal, like yourself and maybe your animals, maybe even some situations, maybe even think about the structures of the very being, that perhaps something like that might actually lead to, quote, healing. Now, what do you think of that? You think that's crazy? Or are we open enough to new experiences to say, maybe in this ancient wisdom, there might be something there? And that is very interesting because one of the appointments that Donald Trump has made is a gentleman who really believes that a lot of our health needs to get away from what some people call the knife and drug approach and say that there may be very, very powerful ways that we can promote healing through very natural ways and how we eat and all kinds of other things besides what big food companies, what surgery operations, and of course, the drug business can do for us. I just wanted to bring that up as an interesting idea. Now, what we did when we came up with interesting ideas as the subject for our podcast, I sat one time and said, there are all kinds of different interesting ideas that we can seek to discover, create, and share. So here were some of the ideas that we could maybe rename. There are intelligent ideas. Okay. There are smart ideas. Okay. Inquisitive, challenging, questioning ideas, right? Inspirational ideas. Instructional ideas. Instigating ideas, it stirs things up. Instigate. Innovative ideas, and maybe even idealistic ideas. And then I add to this Issachar ideas. High, Sachar. Now, that's a word from ancient wisdom again. It said that in the times in when the Hebrew scriptures were written, and Israel had a great king called King David. And of course, the Star of David is the symbol of the state of Israel today. Uh, he was a warrior. He was a tough guy. You know, this was the guy who slew Goliath. And the story is he brought him down with a headshot from a slingshot. Then, of course, the coup de grace was he cut his head off. You know, wow. Also, a man after God's own heart. Put those things together. And it was said that he had a group of men and women who were particularly in the job of helping him know what to do. And it was a tribal group called Issachar. And it says they understood the times and helped him know what to do. Understand the times. Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc? What's going on? What should we do? Because we now understand the times. And that's become one of my favorite words. I even use it in my prayers sometimes, just Issachar, Issachar, Issachar. Help me to understand the times and know what to do. What's going on and what should I do? And I think that's something I would even expand on by saying, understanding the times and knowing what to be, say, and do. Do you understand what's going on with all of the changes? You know, uh, artificial intelligence, transformations in the environment, in the world that we live in. Do you think you have a way of understanding the times? Do you have kind of a chief wisdom officer or a mystical mentor in your life that'll help you understand the times and know what am I going to be right now? What am I going to say? What am I going to do right now? Well, what I'd like to do is have a little bit of this series. Now, please keep in mind, as I've said before, I'm not a political partisan. I certainly have prejudices, but when I go public, I'm not in the job of being an activist or a partisan. But I am an observer, someone who can try to say, well, what's going on here? And better understand both the bad and the good, the sane and the stupid, the silly and the smart, and at least make some observations, maybe not judgments, but some observations or some maybe think about this ideas. I would like to do just one right now because it's interesting now. The election in America is now, as of today, was 2 weeks ago, and so it's done. It's over. The one who won, and a number of his cohorts won. Now, I'm not going to try and influence or change anybody because don't need to think about that. But one thing did catch me that just happened, and I'm going to ask you and me to think about it. Donald Trump, it has said he's going to get some of the people. Obviously he has a number of opponents and probably a number of enemies and a lot of people who hate him, and we're trying to kind of do him in. And so the question was, once he's in power, is he going to try and take revenge on these people? Well, I don't know. But the line he used was indicative of a very good idea, I think. And he said, success is the best revenge. Did you hear that sometime? Success is the best revenge. And I think what he means by that, if somebody is out to do you in or to oppose you, just be successful in what you're doing. Now, The news of yesterday was that one of the two people in the American media who have had terrible things to say, I mean, have just, called Trump all kinds of things. Well, it turns out that over the weekend, he invited them to his home in Florida. And supposedly they had a nice conversation. And now they don't know quite what to do. They accepted it. And guess they were nicely treated, cordial, and said that, well, maybe we can still do something together. Now, could it be? And now that has people in a fluster because they don't know how to feel about that. Could it be that success is the best revenge? Now, I've had some people who've kind of done me wrong from time to time and have told me that some of the ideas that I have aren't very good or they don't want any part of them. And rather than trying to, get something, do something, be something to maybe, kind of get back, success, just be successful in what you're trying to do. Could it be that that's very, very true? Now, it'll be interesting to see what will happen because this week we're going to try and take a few moments to see if we can figure out what Donald Trump might be up to with some of the things he's doing, particularly in the people that he is choosing. Particularly in the people that he's choosing, which is causing great controversy again. People say, oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, maybe, could be. But let's see if we can understand the times and understand what's going on. Maybe. Donald Trump wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be successful. His opponents want to be successful. And of course, one of the great questions I ask people as a coach is, what does success mean to you? What will make your business successful? What will make your project successful? Can you tell me what success looks like, feels like, smells like, makes a difference? What is success for you and your business? And so I would simply ask you that question. Here we are. Do you want to be successful? All right. What will success look like, be like? What will happen? Could it be that success indeed is the best revenge? It's something to think about. And so I'll just ask you to think about it. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. My job is to be helpful, useful, practical, and profitable for you. I have things I can help you do to build your business. I'm a world-class business performance coach, and I'm a world-class broadcaster and a podcaster. I invented podcasting in many ways, one of the first. And in entrepreneurship, I'm a seasoned entrepreneur. And so if any of those are things that could be helpful to you, I can probably be useful and practical. I can help you be successful. And the first job is to help you discover what that might be. Hey, best and blessings to you. Remember, you can always leave a blessing. That's right. In fact, as someone once said, you either bless or you curse. They're better off or they're worse off because you came into their life and into their conversation and transaction of the day. Try and be a blessing. Peace to you and peace to us all. Till next time, from the Transformation Zone, from Issachar Ideas, I'm Stan Houston wishing you all the best. And till next time, bye for now.